guys, choose your own path. Made a couple of videos already, I guess. I'm sort of feeling a bit better, but let's see. Now, we're still into the 3D printing, which is what we want to do for a bit. I mean, it's too cold to do anything outside. Can't really carve much, so it's all good. But we got problems. They're both screwed. This little bugger, they just stopped working. They just, like, ever since I got back from the hospital, I guess, I don't know if they sat too long or what. I did a couple of prints on the King Room, but they don't make this anymore, as far as I know, the King Room. They have a new King Room KP3, I think it's called. There's nice little machines, don't get me wrong, but, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, like this guy, I'm not a repairman. I print stuff and I paint and I make dioramas and Jesus Christ, I just can't get my head going into that kind of stuff. So we're selling it. It's going up for sale. Hopefully somebody in Canada will take it. We'll sell it for cheap enough to say somebody can fix it. I know there's nothing wrong with it. It's just you need to know how to tweak that thing and get it going again. FL Sun, same thing. Tried to change the heat and everything. Snapped one of the wires. I just got a hold of the guy I bought it from. I'm just hoping he will let me take it back to him and he'll fix it. I mean, this guy is super great. He's a smart guy, really nice. I'm sure he'll help us out. If not, then well, that one's gonna go up for sale because I'm tired of playing around with these machines. They're not for me to be. I'm not a. It's like being a mechanic. I'm not a mechanic. I know I'm supposed to put gas, oil, and check my tires, which I gotta do soon because it's cold out there. It's almost 4 o'clock. Gotta pick up my wife at work for 5:30. She's at work. I have to bring her home. So what I wanted to show you guys was a little bit what I was working on with the airbrush painting. So what I did was I printed a Yoda, and this was a while back. Stinks. I actually just put some primer on him yesterday. So time for painting. I also I printed a spider, which I'm gonna put him on. Let me get the base. Now, I had this PLA from a while back. I don't have any more. I think this was supposed to be a base for the Hulk, but for some reason it didn't print out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put him on there just for something, but we need to paint him. Now, I want to keep my spider kind of greenish brown, which is good because it flows also with our Yoda, which I can definitely put that colors all together. So yeah, let me get this set up and we'll start. All right, so again, no sponsors involved. We're just using what we buy. This is a Citadel. It's a dark green, so what we want to do is we're going to start dark and we're going to add a little bit of light green on it after. So we're just going to start by giving our Yoda a little bit of color. You can see we'll get a nice color going all around. Again, we could use the overspray. We don't want to get onto the cape, but we can. We can color it with a darker brown later. Some people mask these up, they'll tape them up, whatever. I mean, this is for fun. We're just showing you guys what to do, what we do, or what I do, or what we use. And again, just by doing small layers at a time to get all the paints, you know, you let it dry. You add some, you let it dry, you add some. It works. Like so. So you can see. Get a nice green color on them. And then what I'll do is I'll go in for my spider. And also I'm just going to layer him with some greens. We welded, and again when we say weld, we added pieces to the leg so that you couldn't even tell that it didn't print properly, but these are, this leg and this leg is basically new. I did not print them through the machine, I just added them by welding, like so. Alright, so we'll let this dry, we'll get back to you. Alright, so we're going to try some moat green on this. See what it'll do is it'll give it a different kind of a green texture kind of look. Sort of blend them in the colors. You can see the color has changed to a kind of a funkier green. I also want to see it a bit better in the light there. We're going to get our spider to give him a little bit of touch of color too, more greens. Make this like a radioactive spider. Really see the green coming in. This is the two colors of a light and a dark green. Now I think my needle is bent on here. The way I could tell is it doesn't flow straight. It has like more of an angle. So we're going to invest in a needle sharpener soon, or straightener or whatever. It's like 2 stones. So once that comes in, show you how to use that if it works. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. They say it should work, and it's not like I'm doing anything as specific to these guys. I don't have enough to put back into the containers, so I'm just going to add a little bit of paint to this. It gets tons of paint. It does. Everything gets a good spray. So the dragon one here too. See that? Need better lighting in here a bit. That's okay. And then we're gonna do his cape. I think it's a cape. Or his jacket. Smoking jacket. That'll be brownish kind of thing. So then once this dries, what we're gonna do is we're gonna sort of like be very careful. We don't want too much brown going into his face. We wanna make sure that don't blend too much in there because he's not that color. He's more green. Then we got his eyes and a bit of his mouth to do, and he'll be ready for display. So let's just let it dry and go from there. Right back. Alright, we're going to give Yoda some brown on the inside and then like a lighter color for the top or whatever his vest is. And then his stick, well, we'll try to get some sort of color. You can see getting a little bit. Now it's just sort of darkening up the spider. Very small visuals. More to see if you're up close than say on camera, but it is making a difference. It's sort of giving out the shadow look. You don't want your spider to look just one color. You want to get it in many colors. So we're going to let this dry and then we're going to come back and do some more. All right, stay tuned. So we are going to finish up a little bit of our airbrushing. So we got this spider, our nice big green spider, and our Yoda. Those are the two guys I'm working on right now. What I want to do is just take some black and just sort of shade in, because he's a little too green for my liking. And this guy, he's solid, eh? I don't know if I told you guys that, but that's like, this is the filament that I made this Yoda on. And I didn't do it properly on the inside, which doesn't I don't know if it makes a difference, but, well, it does, because now this is solid. It has no holes in there at all. Like if I drilled through this, it's solid filament all the way through, which is okay. This might end up turning into a pipe for some guy too, because he loved the first one. He was just like, I love it. And I'm like, okay, well, if you want another one, so there might be somebody else who wants the Yoda one, which would be the same concept. The bowl would come out here. We'd have a tube coming here, and then the tube coming out of his back, so that they can puff on it and do their crazy things, like, you know, well, we all did it one time. Most of us. Not all of us. Some of us. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our testers today. And we're not going fancy, so we're just going to use, like, I don't have any fancy brushes. All my airbrushes are beginner set ones, except for, well, maybe this Pache one. The other ones are just simple. One's from China. The other one's from Spray Gunner. It's a Mr. Hobby Gun, I think it is. And then these guys are just, and then the Iwata. But this is a low, not low, I shouldn't say that. It's a beginner grade airbrush. So, which is fine. So what we're going to do is turn the air on. We're going to turn our fan on. There we go. And I don't know if I told you, but this is the new upgrade fan from the other one I had. You guys saw the other one I had. I made that one, made a video of making it. This one's just, this one we bought for Christmas when I was in the hospital. They bought me for Christmas, which was super great of my family. So we're just going to add a couple of squirts in there. We're not going to do much. We already mixed it. So I'm just going to spray a little bit there. And all I want to do is highlight, just make them a little dirty. I don't know, because I find he's just a little too clean for my liking. Just adding just a mist. And what that's going to do is that's going to put like more of a shadow look to him, kind of thing. Not going too close because we're not trying to make any designs. Just like a little shadowing all the way around. Some of his ears, tip of his ears. You can see that he darkened up the ears. So this is just to tone down the green. We could also do a little bit in the jacket. This vacuum sucks up pretty good for what we're using it. Keeps all the fumes at bay. It's just a lot stronger than the motor I had using. But you know, there was still nothing really overly wrong with the fan I was using with the DIY, I guess, that I did. I did it myself, yeah. Okay. So as you can see, it's gone from a crazy green to sort of like a dirtied them up a bit. And that's what we wanted, just for a different look. Just for the look. Like I said, it looked too green for me. And now for the spider, what I'd like to do with the spider is get mostly the tip of his feet. You can see that. I don't know if you can see that. You can see, like, I just did the big front one there. So I just want to get the tip of his feet kind of dark. And I'm not too really concerned about his underbelly, because his underbelly is going to be, it will be on something also, on a platform. And we're just going to add just a little bit in the front, just where his face is. You can see down there in his face, we're going to make that a little darker. More the beginning of the body. Again, focusing on just getting his feet sort of black. And again, you know what, just take your time when you're doing this. No rush. Airbrushing's an art. It's fun. I mean, there's people out there that can do crazy, crazy stuff, and then there's guys like me that just like to play around and have fun. You know, do what you feel comfortable doing. Until you get better, I guess that'd be the answer to everything. we're just going to highlight some of the shadows inside the top of his back. So on his back you see it's all spiky. So just going to get that base up there a bit so you can see his back spikes. Again, this is a character that I got it from Thingiverse, and he was a lot bigger. Like his feet were a lot bigger. The problem was it didn't print very well, so I ended up they were too thin, so I cut them off. And you can't tell, or maybe you could, but I ended up actually welding. And when I say welding, I mean using plastic and making his legs, putting his legs back together. We will be having a company that is they're sending us something for testing. Now, it's called Nova. I'll have more information on it when it comes in. And they're actually going to be sending me glue. And they are for 3D printing. Unfortunately, their 3D printers are huge, which means, let me just turn this down for a second. Their 3D printers are massive. They're for businesses. But the glues, this gentleman was emailing me about, because they asked me if I'd like to test it, and I said, of course. Is made for PLA and any kind of the hobby we're into. Now, I would be, okay, give me a second here. This is the base. Now, this base was supposed to be for, actually there was supposed to be 3 printed Incredible Hulks. One would have been, Bruce Banner when he was human and changing, and it was in front of, but it didn't. My printers had issues, right? I told you guys that. One's out for repair, the other one's sitting there. It's going to head out soon. I'd rather somebody who knows what they're doing when it comes up to repairing it. So this was actually the base that started off, and the base I thought turned out really cool. I mean, why throw it out, right? The rest failed. Let's keep this. So what I was thinking is to add this spider onto the base. Now, usually what I would do is just take some Gorilla Glue, or maybe even just another piece of the filament, and I would sort of weld, just heat it up, touch it so that it won't come off, and then it'll be there. It's on the base. But not supposedly, it should be coming in soon. We will be getting some sample pieces of this glue to use, and actually I'll have one for myself to try, and if I'm correct, there's supposed to be 3 or 4 more different kinds that are coming with it, or 3 more different bottles, which they'll be putting a giveaway for you guys to enter once you see what I've done. If I like it, I'll give it away anyway. If I don't like it, somebody else might like it, but there'll be giveaways for you guys to have, sort of sponsoring their, saying thank you that they're giving something away. And then there could be some promo codes and all that if you guys are interested in using it. People always ask, what kind of glues do I use? How do I stick things together? I'm always interested in trying something different, and if companies out there want to get a hold of you and say, hey, can you try this, then yeah, we'll do it. Still too small of a channel to get them to actually send me a 3D printer. There is rules on that, where they want somebody who's more knowledgeable, has more subs. Subs make a big difference on YouTube. Again, a lot of times, I would just want to say, and I've said it before, and I said it, and Rock and all those other guys are on the same page as me. We say the same thing. We're not here for the money. We're here to show you guys what to do. Now, if all of a sudden I wake up tomorrow and I have 1 million subs on it, and they want a monetary, give me a monetary value for being on here, go ahead. I'll take it. I'm not going to say no to it, but I'm not here for that. I'm here to show you guys this is fun, and I want to show you guys what I can do, and if I can do it, you can do it, right? So let's keep on, because I'll chat all day. So what we did was we added our black. What I'd like to do is just to keep on just sort of misting a little bit. Doesn't have to be in certain spots, just to sort of darken it up. You want sort of like a shadowing effect to the character. Some people use washes, right? So this is almost consistent on the same as a wash, where, and I don't have my fan on now, but that's okay. And like I said, I'm not too worried about the bottom because the bottom will be hidden. But what it does is it just gets in there and highlights. It doesn't just keep it green, because what we're going for is kind of a crazy, funky looking spider. Remember, we're gonna run out, put more in it. Let me just turn the fan on, because two things. One, it's not good for you to be breathing any kind of fluid in, and two, it's definitely not good for me to do. I should be wearing a mask. This does, if you put a piece of paper in front of this, it does suck it very hard. So I can actually see when I shoot my airbrush, I can see it going right in there and sucking it in. Probably a lot better than not having it. But yeah, so just take your time and do what you want to do when it comes up to adding paint. I mean, I'm not a paint expert, so I don't know if I'm doing the right colors. What I'm just trying to do here, guys, is I'm just trying to blend in so it just doesn't look like it's a green spider. I want it to look funky, you know, kind of evil. Is this the kind of spider you'd want to run into if you're playing a game? You know, where did he come from? Kind of thing. But again, no way that I am an expert at any of this stuff. I am a beginner, and that's that. So, all right. So we're gonna let this guy dry just a bit. We got our Yoda. He's almost ready to go. We still want to play around. He's gonna play around with the eyes a bit just to make it look good. But I mean, it looks okay. Let's just get rid of the rest of my paint here, just to put at the base. So you can see that this is just whatever's left in here, just to cover this up. That's all I'm doing. All right. Like so. Alright. And then we'll let this guy dry. And we'll go to the next step. So we'll let it dry. Alright, so I'm gonna go wash out my airbrush. Remember guys, every time you use an airbrush, not everybody's, I bought this pot thing, you know, you put it in to clean out your airbrush and da-da-da. I don't know, maybe it's just something that some people use or have more of a use for. I don't know. What I do is when I'm done cleaning, or when I'm done using my airbrush, what I like to do is I like to just go make sure that I take every piece off. I have a it's a metal like a filtering system that goes into my sink, and it's not like I'm dumping this stuff down my drain by the gallons full. I know it's not good for the environment. I know it's stuff like that. It's a very basic wash of whatever's left inside of my brushes. I mean, minus the fact that if you filled up your tank, you would pour it back into, you know, the color, so you're not wasting, right? That's who wants to waste? Who's got that kind of money? If you got that kind of money, send it to me. I'll gladly help you to get rid of it. So yeah, that's the way that we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go clean this up. I just want to say before I left, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video, or at least got a good laugh out of me when I did it. You know, I wasn't making fun of Brother Rock. I really do enjoy when he plays the banjo, and because the guy's good. I mean, I watch a lot of other banjo players, but I mean, you know what? This is my hillbilly brother, and that's who I like watching. And when he does that, it makes me happy to see him doing that. No insult towards that guy. I wish I could meet him in person, because you know what? He seems like the kind of guy that I'd get along with. He'd get along with. We'd have fun just shitting ourselves with it, you know. So go back and watch that video. Give me a thumbs up or laugh or whatever. I don't care. Just let's have fun with it. So I'll be back with the rest of this. Okay. All right. So we're quite happy with how our Yoda turned out, airbrushed, and our spider, which will go on the base. So, excuse me. What we're gonna do is we're gonna call this finished, kind of, because once, like I said, once that glue comes in, then we're going to show you how our spider gets attached to it, our base, and we're going to see if it stays on there well or what the issues are. We'll figure it out. We just got to wait for it to come in. Should be here maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. But for now, we're going to call these guys done. All right. So thanks for watching. Scratch my nose. Don't forget to check out all the other guys. You know, if you see the lists on who I follow, go give them a sub. It costs absolutely nothing to check them out. There's a lot of great content going out from a lot of these artists. Like, subscribe, and share. You know, for all of us, it would be good. Like I said, we're here to entertain you guys. So the more subs we get, it just helps out. It just doesn't. I'm not at 1,000. I'm not at 1,000,000. I'm not at 1,000,000,000. I don't have that many subs to think that monetizing is a great thing. It's just, don't care. We're here to have fun and do this kind of stuff. Something else I have in the background here, but I'm not showing you yet. It's gonna be fun. We're changing things up here. All right, so remember, if I can do it, you can do it. Choose your own path. You know what? You know what that means. Just go the right way, you know. All right, guys. See you on the next one.